Well, some great news, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to defending the unborn, as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a law into effect that will require parental consent for any minors looking to seek an abortion. We're going to talk about it, guys. Before we go any further, though, I got to get this out of the way because people always ask me, why do you wear these ridiculous sunglasses? I wear them, my friends, because I am blind and I do not have sight privilege like all of you fine people out there do. Now, please give the video here a like, share it across all your platforms. Subscribe here if you are brand new. Click the bell to enable notifications. Hopefully, you'll get a few here and there. Also, guys, where you can really help me out is on Patreon, where you could sign up for as little as $5 a month at patreon.com/conservativetruth. You can check that link right down there in the description. Just takes a couple of minutes to sign up, and not only do you help me out, you throw a couple bucks my way, especially now with YouTube demonetizing the majority of these videos, but you also get all my exclusive bonus content as well, where I talk a lot more about sensitive information over there. And unlike YouTube, you'll always get alerts and notifications for anything that I post on Patreon. And a big thank you to Robert, who recently became a $100 patron. It's such a huge blessing. Thank you, Robert. God bless you, my friend. You are amazing. Let's talk here about Florida, guys. Governor Ron DeSantis, I mentioned it, signed this new law going into effect that now, yes, if you were a minor in the state of Florida and you're looking to get an abortion, then you will, in fact, have to get your parental consent. Now, previously back in 2004, they had what they called a parental notification law into effect that, underage minors would have to just notify their parents that they were going to get one, but this did not require consent. So here we go, 16 years later, and now we have the consent portion of this finally going into law. Now, some might look at this as not a big deal, like, oh, well, you can still get one in the state. Florida has been working very hard over the course of the past several years to put in several restrictions on abortion, everything that they can do within their power. And I know a lot of these often get brought up then into the courts. The courts try to put a block, a temporary hold on them. You have, the Planned Parenthoods of the world that come out there and they speak out against this, like they're doing with this one, and say, this is what they always say. And it just proves how evil that they are. They say that this puts the woman's life in danger. No one ever talks about the baby. No one ever talks about the life of the baby, do they? They never talk about that. Oh, because they don't recognize it as life, right? Well, this is huge in my opinion. We need to take this victory because what it's going to do is buy time. If you have a confused young girl who gets pregnant and wants to give up their child, wants to have an abortion, and the parents say no, they do not give their consent, well, that's time you have to then sit down with that young woman and convince her that this is not the right thing to do, that you can't do this. You cannot take the life of a precious unborn child. Even giving it up for adoption, that's another option as well. So this is going to be huge. I mean, you might not think so, but like I said, this is going to change a lot of minds. And there's going to be a lot of babies that are going to be saved because of this law going into place. And here's another little thing to end with here. Just think about this for a second. If you think about it, we're all really pro-life. From the time of conception, we are all pro-life. We're being formed. God says he knew us before he informed us in our mother's wombs, right? Well, for any baby that's being formed in the womb, that baby, what are they going to do? They're going to fight for life. They are going to fight for their life at all costs. So we're all pro-life. Why? Because that's how God created us to be. Once we're out into this world and we grow up, and then the enemy has a chance to come in and to start deceiving people, twisting things, and that's when things get out of hand. But just think about that for a second. Really, we are all pro-life. If you look at it from the very start of us, from the start of conception, to the time of our development, in our own mothers and so on, we're pro-life. Just a little thought there for you guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section here about this law going into effect. I always say that God will bless those who look to protect the unborn, and I believe that includes Governor Ron DeSantis and the whole state of Florida, Republican legislature. I'll be back with more. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you, and I'll talk with you soon.